Hey guys, what's up? Brock here. So super excited for today's install. I picked up that guy. That's the aFe Power Momentum GT. I got the orange one so it matches all the hybrid plumbing. But it's got dyno proven results for performance gains, which are right there on the website. And in this case, I actually chose aFe. I didn't, reach out to anybody else or something like that. I know that I was looking at K&N, as they're usually an extremely reliable option. But it turns out a lot of people are reporting issues with the mass airflow sensor, and that alarms me on a brand new vehicle. And it's not just one or two, it's quite a few. So I decided aFe. I spoke to them at Overland West, Overland SoCal, Rodeo X, answered all my questions. Super nice people. Absolute pleasure to talk with. They also have the hot and cold pipes that I'm working on getting, and they have an exhaust now for it as well. So I think I'm going to stick with aFe, but for today we're going to go ahead and go with the cold air intake. And I'm not going to lie, because I'm spending my own money, I am in it for the turbo sound. No lie, complete honesty. I just want to hear the psh and the spool. So if you're like me, let's get this thing installed and let's see what it sounds like on the road. I am not expecting mile per gallon gains at all, but I'm definitely counting on mile per gallon gains. All right, guys, so in the box, here we have the filter, the tube, all that. A couple of inspection notes too, so that's cool. And the instructions. And I'm gonna be completely honest with you, these are some of the better instructions I've received from a company. Parts list, everything's kind of laid out right there. The instructions in and of themselves are black and white, but they are clear. No guesswork. So pretty impressed with that. So here it is. Here's the instructions. And the first thing that it tells us to do is to go ahead and disconnect the this guy right here, the mass airflow sensor. And what we're going to do on that is just, you would push down and then pull him out. And if it's your first time pulling it, usually it's difficult. So let's see here. It's especially when you only have one hand. Anyways, push down and pull. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so that came out easily with two hands. Again, you just depress this and pull. The next thing we need to do is remove this guy from the factory air box. So if we go to the other side, you can see there's a little access there, so you can depress it with some needle nose. And then the last thing that we need to do is grab a 10mm wrench and undo this guy right here. And once that's done, then the box is ready to be pulled out, and we'll pick up the video there. So we're gonna go ahead and access, you can see this backside, and push this through to disconnect this clip from the box. Then we're gonna take our 10mm onto that guy right there and undo him. And then we'll pick up the video and pull the airbox completely, huh? All right, guys, so we got this one loosened. There he is. So we put him off to the side. That's your mass airflow sensor connector. And then we got this guy down here loosened. So, and loosened enough that the collar can slide around. So I backed it off quite a bit. So the next thing we need to do now is to remove all of this. So grab the pipe and lift up. Again, this is one of those two-hand moments. So we're gonna grab with two hands and pry that out. Now, the next thing to keep in mind, this guy is secured by grommets, which are those little dudes there and there. Kind of difficult to get out. You're gonna have to manhandle it. Don't worry about breaking it. See, we got instructions. So I'm gonna use two hands. We're gonna get that undone from that pipe. And then we are going to basically pry this out gently. So we don't scratch any paint, but that's where we're doing, and we'll pick up the video from there. Just a quick tip for getting this box out. It's easier to go and grab from what you're trying to pull out. So I already undid this one. We're gonna try to undo that one while I got you guys here. So I went, grabbed at the grommet basically and pulling up. There it is. Okay, so that side. Okay, so those two are off now. It's just this dude that we don't have access to, and I'm just gonna lean him forward. There he goes. Okay. All right, back to two hands. Ta-da! Stock OEM air box is now removed. Nothing there. Lots of grounds. You can see my winch wire. And there's the pipes that we're gonna hopefully replace. And there's the intake, so. All right, that's what it looks like. It's out. Now let's get into the new one, yeah. Okay guys, before we get into the new one, we actually need to remove this piece, and it's two 10mm bolts. So here and here. So grab your handy dandy ratchet and get to town, take that out. Okay guys, so there's our old system. There's the start of the new one. So you need to get two Phillips screws out here and here on the mass airflow sensor, and then transfer them to here and here. And on this one, they use Torx, so that's a T20. So you're not gonna be reusing these onto this. They provide the screws, and again, it's a T20 Torx. So let's go ahead and get that transferred over, and we'll pick it up from there. Okay guys, so we got him removed from there and onto here. Note the orientation, pointing, away from the curb. The next step that we need to do is to actually flip this over and remove the rubber grommets. Looks like I left one in the car. So these will just pop, right out of the hole. Again, two hands is more ideal, but see, they just pop right out. So go ahead and get these three as per the instructions. And then the other thing that they want us to do is, once we get this guy, come here, there we go. The other thing that they want us to do is to go ahead and open the top of this next. So get your rubber grommets and get your dude here opened up, and let's pick up from there. All right guys, so we got our 4 clips. Here is the filter. Now, what they want us to do actually is to remove this guy, and he's a charcoal pouch. So there's a couple things that you can do for this. You can always use a trusty dusty screwdriver, which I do not recommend. On the back side, you can see where the clips are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you do not have a body trim removal tool, I would recommend that you try to kind of hammer or push those out. What you do not want to do, 100%, do not just grab this and rip it out. It's a charcoal bag and it will go everywhere. So don't just get overzealous, grab it and rip it. Don't do that. Get these out. Again, a plastic body trim removal tool is the best thing, but if you can't do that, on the back side, you can always use something to place over here and then smack it with a hammer or something. But we want to preserve this because we're going to transfer this to this. So I'm gonna use the body trim removal tool, and we'll pick up from there. Okay guys, really quickly, also, if you do not have a body trim removal tool and you don't feel like smacking this, if you got a small screwdriver, you can actually just feed it through. Again, 2 hands. It'll push through, and then you can just pry it up on the plastic over here. So let me get this push through, hold on. Okay guys, so as you can see, I got the teeny tiny screwdriver through, and then if you note, I went past the plastic, so I'm gonna pry up on this so it doesn't ruin anything, and it should just come out. Again, 2 hands are needed, so let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use 2 hands, but if you put your screwdriver through and then find a nice rigid, you can pull it without damaging the charcoal. All right guys, so for this next section, we're actually gonna do 3 steps at once. So we're gonna need our rubber grommets. We're going to need this that comes in the package. That goes right there. And we need, obviously, the charcoal filter that we just removed along with those clips. So this is how everything's gonna go in. So flip this over, right like that. And then we have our rubber 1, 2, 3. Okay, so install those. Then we're gonna come to this, and included in the bag like that is this guy. He's got 3M tape on the back for mounting. Take that off and place him right over there. And then lastly, flip him all the way back around. And there are, on the smaller holes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, conveniently lined up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. And they do include push pins as well. So I still save mine just in case, but everything's covered. So we're gonna knock those 3 out and pick the video up from there. Okay guys, we got everything installed. So 1, 2, 3 of the rubber grommets, and then you can see the things on the back side. We have the air cover in, and then you can see the charcoal. Now one thing, some of you may be looking and seeing that hole. And you're gonna go, oh man, I thought it was supposed to be a sealed system. I'm gonna lose so much power. No, you're really not. That's a drain hole. Your stock one has one as well. You probably just got excited and didn't realize it. So you're not missing anything. That's supposed to be there. Leave it alone. Don't touch it or you'll go blind. Haha. All right, guys, next we take the filter itself. See, it's got little ridges, and we're gonna put them in there. So these ridges are gonna help retain by locking onto this side. It's gonna be a little bit difficult. It's supposed to be, don't worry. You're not gonna break anything, but you're gonna need to get this in. Do not use oil or anything like that, trying to be clever. You're just gonna have to manhandle it. And then you're gonna put the clamp on, but you're not gonna tighten it, okay? All right, guys, so filters in. Little pro tip, again, why you don't want to tighten these, once you get these in the engine bay, we want to be able to adjust these so you can easily put a 10 mil on to tighten, because this is the #1 failure, is usually the connections between the air filter and then the engine itself. They either come loose or people rush it, and then you start to get codes. So we're going to pay particular attention to make sure that we have these clamps in an orientation that's easy for us to reach and easy for us to tighten. As you can see, we still don't have the cover, so that is next. Actually, next is that we are going to install the silicone pipe for the tube right on this guy, which is easy. In fact, I think we can do that. Oh no, he's on there. So we're gonna get that guy in. We're almost done, believe it or not. Okay guys, installation final steps. So we got this guy in. That's a 5/16 clamp. So we got him clamped. I need to move this one here so it's nice and loose. The very first thing that we're going to do is, where'd he go? Shit. All right guys, believe it or not, we're on the final step. So I put the coupler in to the stock intake on the engine and tighten that down. That's a 5/16, by the way. So it's not a 10 mil like Toyota. The next thing we do is we need to get our clamp, put it on this guy, the black guy, then put this on. Do not tighten yet, because then what we do is go and get the orange guy to put him in and get him all set up on the rubber grommets. Make sure that we get this guy connected to that filter over there. And then you can go and tighten everything down once it's fully installed. So that's it for the install video. I will pick this up next, fully installed with the window on and everything. So again, get this in, tighten down. Get your clamp first, leave it nice and loose, then put this guy on. Do not tighten the clamp. Then get your big orange box, put him here, and connect this to the filter. Then you can start tightening at the filter and then down here. And we'll pick this up with it installed. Woo, look at that hotness. It's installed. So we have the Orange Edition Dry GT Momentum from aFe Power. Matches all my hybrid. Yes, I did add an engine cover. It has rock lights. I'm gonna add rock lights to this guy as well. But man, he stands out smooth. Let's get on the road and see what he sounds like, huh? All right, guys, so we're gonna go test drive this thing. We're in the Cruiser now. I have all the windows down, so I'm just gonna shut up and basically let the intake do the talking for itself, huh? All right, let's go. All right, guys, we'll wrap this video up while driving. So obviously you can hear it. Noticeable gains, yeah, a little bit. When I look at the gauges, I can see that the turbo is spooling up a little bit quicker and transitioning from the hybrid over. So all in all, very pleased with the purchase. I was after the sound, and I was upfront about that. You know, I'm on 37s with a 3-inch lift. I converted from miles per gallon to smiles per gallon months ago. So the goal for me was miles per gallon, and aFe power definitely helped me achieve that. So highly recommended. Again, performance wise though, I am happy with it. I can definitely tell that there is a pickup in terms of the turbo spooling quicker. I can also tell that there's a pickup when I go to pass a vehicle or when I'm doing a pull up a hill. It actually picks up a lot quicker. So very pleased with it, very pleased with the purchase. Looking forward to installing the charge pipes and the exhaust to complete the system. But all around, fantastic. Good job.